Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, what's happening? Happy Monday. This is Adam from Pop Punk Night, and this is the first episode of The Hangover. Thanks for watching. This is something I've wanted to do for about 2 years now. And what The Hangover is going to be, it's kind of a video recapping the previous weekend's Pop Punk Night. Kind of looking at some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Discussing my thoughts with you, and then soliciting some feedback from you guys as to how we can improve the night. I've always kind of viewed this as a community and not just me putting on a show, so that back and forth is really important to me, and I hope this is a way to facilitate that better. So here goes. So I think one of the coolest things about this week's Pop Punk Night was how you guys reacted to some of the music that I haven't played before. I was really weary about playing Attack Attack. First of all, I'm not a huge fan. I'm just not a metal guy at all. And I don't know, it's just a little too metal for the theme of the night, but it seemed to go really well, and that's cool. Another song I had a little bit of doubt about was All My Fault by Phoenix TX, which I know was really popular in its time, but its time was 1998, and most of you guys are in your 20s, so... And you never know how older stuff's going to go over, but it was really cool that you guys seemed to respond. Awesome. Other stuff I debuted this month, I played Black Butterflies and Deja Vu by The Main, another band I'm not too familiar with, but I am becoming kind of a fan of, so really cool that you guys jumped onto some of the new songs. As always, the energy in the room was great. You guys were dancing, you guys were singing along, coming up on stage, having a great time, taking advantage of the photo booth. I understand from the bar that you guys bought a lot of the specialty drinks, which this month were named after Blink-182 and Attack Attack. That's a new thing that we hope to keep continued to do, so if you have any suggestions for bands to commemorate with alcohol, let us know. Yeah, so that's some of the good that's going on. We've got a lot of cool events coming up. You can check our events page. The thing I'm most excited about is this summer we have our Kennywood Day. I've got a lot of details to work out on that before we can announce tickets can go on sale, but it is June 14th. So yeah, that's all I got right now on the good. We're going to flip it around and talk about some stuff that we can improve on. The past few months now, since probably October, a few people have come to me and asked me if there was something that we could do to alleviate how cramped it can get upstairs at the Moose during Pop Punk Night, and it gets hot too. And that's something I've been racking my brain over for quite a few months, and the short-term solution that I'm coming up with is that we need to find a way to better utilize the downstairs, the first floor of the Moose during Pop Punk Night. Some suggestions that people have had have been something like an emo trivia night. I like the idea, I just don't know if that's a good Saturday night activity. I don't know if anybody really wants to play trivia on a Saturday. Another idea that I had was emo-themed drinking games like beer pong and Name That Tune. The legality there, it comes into question, and we don't want people getting too drunk, so it's something that we're going to think over. If you have any suggestions, please send them my way. I'm totally open to hearing what you have to say. Another issue that we ran into, and this is very minor, I don't want this to sound like I'm about something terrible, because this is just a minor thing. When you guys come up on stage to dance, first of all, I love it. I really do. Just be really careful around the wires and the equipment. We almost had an incident where somebody knocked over my computer. And, you know, I can take the hit. It's no big deal, but I don't want to stop the music. I don't want to stop the party. That sucks when that happens. So just be a little more careful when you're coming up on stage and dancing. And, yeah, that's the really bad stuff that I caught this week. And next we're going to talk about some really ugly stuff that is a little uncomfortable to talk about. So we'll move on to that now. The last thing that I'll bring up is over the last few months, people have come forward to me with some reports of either violence or sexual harassment at Pop Punk Night. And that's simply something that we're not going to stand for. So I've thought long and hard about how to handle something like this, and the last thing we ever want to do is ban anybody from Pop Punk Night. That's just not something not something I'd like to do. So what we're going to do is I've talked to a couple of my friends who come to Pop Punk Night and don't drink, so they stay sober through the night. And I'm going to have them kind of monitor the crowd and make sure that everybody's staying safe, everybody's staying hydrated, everybody is having a good time, and that nobody is being made to feel uncomfortable. And if there is a situation where two people are uncomfortable near each other, we're going to do our best to keep them separate without removing one party from the building. That's the best I can come up with right now. I am open to suggestions on this. As for sexual harassment, that shit's not going to fly. I'm sorry, that's just not acceptable. So, gentlemen and ladies, please keep your hands to yourself unless asked, unless you have consent. Lastly, and this is not something that we've really had to deal with at Pop Punk Night, but other dance nights do, there's always the chance of something finding its way into your drink. I'm looking for a sponsor to begin buying test strips to give away so that you can always have one in your wallet to test your drink when you might feel a little uncomfortable. It's not something that I've ever heard of happening at the Moose, but it is something that frequently happens in the South Side. We think we're isolated from it, but it's best to be vigilant. So that's what's on my mind today. That's the Hangover. I hope you like it. I'm a little camera shy. I don't like my voice. I don't talk on the mic as much as some other DJs at Pop Punk Night because of that. So I don't know. I'm an anxious ball of wreck. But thanks for watching. If you can, buy me a cup of coffee. And you guys have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you next month.